Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Mr. Zelensky made some statements during an interview, and these statements will turn into policies. And that is, he says, in the name of the Ukrainian people, we will nationalize certain energy facilities. Why? Because they are, in national interest, and probably those sectors of economies should come under the state's control. Now, nationalization is a principle that you take from private individuals, companies, and put it under the state's control. Well, the communists wanted to eventually have everything under state control and no private business. That's the communism if you get to achieve it. If you don't get to achieve it, there's little steps, because it's the proportion between the state-owned and the private versus the public-owned. The guys in charge. Instead of having the private, you're gonna have the government, a few guys being in charge of the economy. The same thing. You have that big corporation owned by a few guys that they should not own. They didn't do anything. They just took it from the other ones. It's just a difference. So let's say the government owned, and this is the government. Yeah, the government owned, or the private individuals. So when these things change, then you turn into zip communism right here, or dictatorship, communist dictatorship, however you want to call it. So what's going on? Zelensky says, again, in his weasel way, to tell the Ukrainians that for you guys, I'm going to do this. There are some bad dudes called oligarchs that I will work for you, my friends, and I will take their businesses. I will just take it. And if they don't, I'm going to go with this and take it from them. So I'm going to take their businesses and I'm going to put it in the state, and all the revenues are going to go directly to you. You're going to have a better life. That's what the promise is. Okay? And those guys, I don't know, they're bad dudes. Who cares? All right? No reparations, to use that beautiful word. No reparations for those guys. Gone. Now, that sounds very nice, but it didn't work in this world at all. Why? Look at the history, how many times that worked. Remember, Hugo Chavez nationalized something, remember? And how was he portrayed? Communist, bad dude, He did the same thing. Kicked the foreigners out, kept the oil for the Venezuelans. What happened? I don't know. You can check it out. Now, the things are more complex. I'm just making it very, very simple, because my point is to say Zelensky here, I think he's either a communist, which I don't think he is. His goal is to control, or this is a reshuffling. So I'm going to take it from those oligarchs, all right, bad dudes. I'm going to have it here, and then the European Union somehow will going to force me to again put it in the public domain, and then I will get it out, and guess who's gonna bid for it? The big Western companies. So they're gonna be taken from these guys, temporarily hold it for you guys. But then if we want to get into the European Union, we have to be capitalists. So they're gonna say we're gonna put it outside, and guess who's gonna come with money? The oligarchs will not be allowed to bid. Whatever energy companies come from the West. Therefore, it's going to take from this and give to this. This is going to be the transfer. Watch it. I've seen this before, where Romania, and not only Soviet Union, when Soviet Union collapsed, how do you think these guys got those big oligarchs? How did they get in power? How did they get all these resources? Yeah, Abramovich and Barabamovich and Kapalamovich and Zelensky and all that. How do you think they got it? With whose loans? With whose money? From their pockets? Who gave them the loans? My friends, check it out. Check it out who backed them into getting loans. Anyway, let's move to this article and see what they say. So, Ukrainska Pravda, Zelensky, the state must regain control. The state is the guys in charge of the state. It's not the Ukrainian citizen. The state is a few guys, which is he is in charge of them. Regain control over some strategic energy facilities. Okay, it's true. It's true the government should have access and should control certain energy, security. You don't allow everybody to control your energy. Even though, let's say, I'm going to tell you this. Let's say United States going to allow Chinese companies to control, I'm giving you Chinese, I can give you whatever else company, control its resources. Uranium extraction, crops, production, things that really, really matter. If they get in a little hanky-panky with the guys who they allowed, the private individuals, they will change the whole thing in 1 day, in 1 hour. They're going to send over there the right people and say, that's it, we take over. So it doesn't have to be like that. They will take over. If that's the situation, they're going to say, now it's ours, it's not yours. You have anything to say? We're going to talk to this guy, all right? That's what they can do. The problem here is taking it and giving it. You watch that. That's what's going to be a transfer, a legal transfer. So they can do this, but then, they can control it. President Zelensky believes that some strategic energy facilities should be brought back under state control. Zelensky in an interview with Natalia Moseichuk. Oh my God, don't tell me. I can only imagine. I'm going to look for her. Let's do like this. I'm going to look for Miss Moseichuk. Broadcast on National Joint 24/7. The journalist asked Zelensky whether the state would take back control over the companies that were claimed by bad dudes oligarchs in the area of rapid capital accumulation. Yeah, it's okay. We're going to take it and I'm going to give it. So, Zelensky replied that the laws allows, they should be taken back. Where the laws allows, they should be taken back. Especially the ones important to ensure the reliability of wintertime energy supplies in Ukraine. Small steps. We do it for you, make sure that they are reliable and you're going to have energy, my Ukrainian fellow guys. And I'm quoting, some energy facilities should be taken under the control of the state first, so that there are no risks. This is absolutely a requirement of wartime. After 1 year and a half, okay. Zelensky added that the same should be done with other strategic sectors. So if he's not a communist, which I don't think he is, I know he has tyrannical inclinations. I made a lot of or traits that he puts them in practice. Look how he dealt with free speech, with political parties, with minorities. Remember, with religion liberty, freedom, how you want to call it, and so on. This guy, with his own guys from the Rada, the parliament, for instance, they cannot leave the country until they ask Big Daddy. Does he have to ask anybody? No, he doesn't have to ask anybody. And then he has this little purge that he calls, oh, we're going to fight corruption here. He arrests whom the hell he wants. Oh, and the collaborators, in the name of collaboration and in the name of, corruption, we're going to arrest you. We're going to clean the country, man, like Vlad Impaler, right there. This is the guy. Hey, Vlad Cepes was a bad dude, but this guy's a good dude. Why? Because he's different. So anyway, my friends, I think it's going to be a transfer of wealth. They taken from these guys for you guys to make sure that you have it, and then they will have to give it back to other owners. Watch it. That's going to happen. Unless the Russians conquer the whole shit, and then it's going to be the Russians doing the same thing, but not with the Westerners, but with their companies. It's about that, my friends. Not that the Russians are, no. They're the same. They're humans. Aren't we humans? And I'm a very much believer on, I would call it human nature. The way we were put together, wired. You can, have more of this or less of this, but you will have this. Or more of this or less of this, but you want to have this. And that shows up more when you have the opportunity. When you have the opportunity to be unchecked, then more of this shows up. And people say, hey, how did Gigi become like that? No, he didn't become like that. He was like that. He didn't have the chance to activate his this. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.